Oh, and we're live.
We're live. Somebody post a link on Twitter or whatever so I can retweet.
Oh, fine. I will do that. But Joe, you
You
better.
do that. This is Tears My Glutes with an S. Tears My Glutes, episode number 7. I will be the host, the moderator today. I'm Joe. I'm here with Jimmy, Julia, and joining us since like the first episode is Dave Chang.
Hey, what's up?
So, do we have any updates other than we're extending the show to like an hour because the 2 or 3 people that watched this said it was short?
This is for you guys.
Updates pertaining to the podcast specifically, or just in general?
Yeah, just in like anything new we have. We put up a crappy web page that we need to update. Yeah, it's terrible lime green background.
I like
it's
that.
eye-catching.
Is it still on that?
Yep. No one bothered to change it.
Oh, it's so acidic.
I mean, I think like once we get this up, then like you'll be like, oh, I want to find out what's going on the next week, so you could go there, you can see our schedule, you can see what themes we're planning on talking about. This week's theme, we're going to talk about idol fan stereotypes. I mean, we all have an idea of what the stereotype is, or at least many stereotypes. So first, I want to establish. I'll ask. I don't know who wants to talk first, but let's establish what exactly like stereotypes are out there, and then we can talk about like how you feel about them. Do you think they're accurate?
I mean, stereotypes about idol fans?
Do you fit the not stereotypes about idol fans, but like an actual stereotype? For example, if I was going to bring up one example, I'll be like, like the fat single Woda that's old. Like 30 or not 30. 30 is a nice age, yeah.
Let's just say 30.
Ouch.
Like
40-year-old plus.
The OG sons. According to Henry, the podcast view is locked. Jimmy, stop putting it on yourself. But yeah, let's go over like some.
I just like my hair.
Narcissism.
Well, let's go over some of the stereotypes that you guys think.
They don't shower.
Mmm.
Or fans that don't shower. Well, that's with like any. I think that's with any super
Nerd
obsessive
fandom?
fandom. Yeah. I didn't want to say nerd fandom, but yes, that's with any nerd fandom.
Well, I mean, like, because I really think that the nerd fandom has changed.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Nerds are cool now.
Yes.
I don't know if I'd say they're cool, but like because of the internet, they're like more social now, right? Because like before, like you like some nerdy, you like anime, like okay, like you go outside because you have to go outside to meet people before.
Yeah.
You go outside, you're like, hey, do you like anime? You're like, God, who are you?
Why are you in my house?
Please, watch Cowboy Bebop with me. It's the best.
And then you like open all his treasure chests and take his potions and stuff.
Wow, what an asshole.
But yeah, like I want to so there's the guy that doesn't shower.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say like a complete stereotype, not like idol fans are like desperate or something.
Creepy virgins that obsess over young girls.
Right.
That's
okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What makes them creepy?
Well, I think it's the obsessing over little girls part. Well, it's that image of like a bunch of dudes getting together, if they even get together at all, and just like watching little girls be cute and stuff, and just like.
So you mean what we do?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying not to think of.
But I think like maybe it's like the age difference, like because they tend to be so much the girls tend to be so much younger than like what is seen as the stereotypical idol fan.
That's got to be part of it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's like an outside, from an outsider's perspective looking in, it's like what could all these like dudes possibly have like an interest in these little girls except for something like gross and creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you keep using gross and creepy. Come on, we're all adults. You could say like, they're like.
Well, yeah, like this,
looking at them sexually or something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. Come on, man. Not like ew.
I wasn't.
Ew, cooties.
All these gross guys. Ew.
Damn it, Joe. But okay, fine. Yeah, like it's.
But yeah, but I do want to explore the stereotypes. So like anything you could, give me besides like, oh, they're creepy. Like, oh, why are they creepy? Because they're checking out girls. Like, oh, you think they're trying to like get with them?
Well, I think it's like they've made a hobby out of checking out girls.
Mm.
Like, cause a regular dude just like quote unquote just up in the club like, hey, what's good, girl? But then, meanwhile, it's like the Idol fans are like, yo, I just got the Dome concert tour DVD. Let's go watch.
Why you gotta make me feel so guilty like that?
I was just watching it before we started, so it's okay.
God, you guys are all disgusting. I was just playing Dota.
Okay.
Obviously, the cleaner hobby with no creepy people at all.
Yeah, indeed.
I was just enticed.
Yeah, I mean, Julia, you were a little bit newer to the fandom.
Yeah.
So what was your perspective of like the WOTAs coming in?
My perspective of WOTAs. Well, I think it's like it was interesting that the stereotype is that like what you were saying, older gentlemen who are probably single and possibly very lonely. And then invest themselves into this hobby of looking at young girls, and then like I don't know.
Just lay into them, man. Just lay into them. I know you
Just
want to.
be real. Tell us what you think, Julia.
Well, I'll say this. Like when I told my sister that like I was into idols and like into AKB and stuff.
Oh no.
She like her immediate response was like, "Oh, you lizard," and I'm like, "What the freak?" It was very.
Wait, what?
Wait, she called you a wizard?
No, she called me a lizard, like as in lesbian.
Oh.
I like
Why is
being
it
called
gone?
a wizard, though.
I would love it if she called me a wizard.
Isn't that a meme in Japan? Like if you like maintain virginity to like age 30, you become a wizard.
What?
Did that originate in Japan?
I think it was like a 2chan thing. I don't know. I could be
Okay.
wrong.
Because
Never heard
yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of that meme. That's why I was like, well, I don't get it. Why is this?
A
What?
wizard? Yeah.
Why is Julia now a wizard?
I'm secretly
You like idols? You're now Harry Potter. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
Hagrid
Get your
shows up,
wand.
gives you your wand.
Get your wand. You're going to Hogwarts.
I'm secretly.
No, we gotta go to Outlanders first to buy it.
My bad. At diagonally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, so that was like kind of her view of me of the idol stereotype that I was like creeping on them or some shit like that.
Yeah, I think one generalization you can make about female fans is that they're like super into like the sexualization of some idols,
Really?
If you just look at some of our friends on T-List,
Well, I mean, like, I think that's because they're foreign.
probably.
I don't want to get into
Probably.
it right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, my view of like the female idol fans is that they're into it because they're like, oh, they're so cute. I'd like to be cute too.
Yeah, with like the
Yeah.
Japanese female fans I've met, they're all like, oh, they're all really cute. Like, there's just cute girls everywhere. I just want to see cute girls.
Yeah.
What a marvelous world.
Yeah.
Cute girls loving other cute girls.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so why can't creepy old middle-aged dudes also like cute girls? Because
know, right?
that's all they're doing.
This is
Yeah, that's all I want.
sexism, guys.
Hey,
Sexism.
okay. What if like an Ikemen, like a really good-looking guy,
Uh-huh.
was into idols? Like, would you assign him like? Would you still think he's creepy, or just like,
See-
oh man?
I don't
Like,
know.
Say his
Okay.
name, Joe.
So
Just
what
say
was
his
your-
name.
He's
what was
not,
your first
yeah.
impressions of Dave, guys?
He's not, what the?
Oh my god. Sorry, wait.
Nice.
No,
way to
there-
make it awkward, Jimmy.
There are no impressions. But yeah,
So,
no, I
yeah. Go
sorry,
ahead.
I feel like the perception does change because it's like, I mean, the girls like Ikemen, like other people around them like Ikemen, and it's just like, oh yeah, he's an attractive guy. It's fine. He's okay doing this.
Right.
Yeah,
If he's ugly or average, like, oh, that's just disgusting.
Right, like if he was good looking, like he could get a girlfriend if he wanted to, and this is just like a
So,
like a regular hobby, like
yeah.
he could get a girlfriend.
Or something
So
like that.
he's not coming to Idols for a girlfriend.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if he wanted one, he'd be getting one normally, like how the normies do. He's
So
just
then
in it
He's
for the-
just biding time until he gets that girl.
he's just in it
Right.
for the kicks and giggles, you know? Like,
He's gracing us with his presence.
So then, like, the threat is reduced. Of, like,
I've heard of that.
yeah,
The
yeah,
whole
yeah.
like dynamic of like, I mean, I like this is kind of unrelated, but like in the workplace when it's like, like you're strangers, right? Female coworker meets male coworker, and it's like, oh hey, so do you have a girlfriend? Like yeah, like oh okay, like that's now we're comfortable because we know that you're not a threat, you're not seeking me out or anything, so we can be friends. Like, what?
See, that's when you find like the unicorn of the Idol fan that has a girlfriend, you know, and then we can all rally behind that person because like, no, we're all safe. He has a girlfriend. It's okay, you know. Like, oh, okay, they're non-threatening. It's okay, guys. We can move.
Yeah, the guys I know are married too, so it's like,
Yeah.
look at that, you know.
See, but then people don't think of those people. They think of
The stereotype.
the stereotype because
Yeah.
it's like, I guess like funnier or like they can make fun of it. And
It's the most extreme.
Yeah, it's the most extreme.
Yeah,
Well, and
well, I want to get into the other part, which is like, why do you think that exists? First of all, do you think it's accurate to say that, like, if you think of the typical Idol fan, they're like middle-aged, unattractive, don't have a girl?
I
I'm just
don't want to
saying-
say the typical one is just because I feel like there's fewer of those guys in reality than general public tends to think. Like not everyone who just happens to be a fan of whatever is gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm like super creepy about it, you know.
I just like that impression. Yeah, I'm super creepy about it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I really love this stuff.
That stereotype really exists. Like, some guy's like on his keyboard, like, I'm so creepy.
Yo, what do you think about this, guys?
I gotta go on all the forums and tell everyone about how creepy I am.
We do that new music video, dude. Her tits are flopping.
Shit.
I have to wonder because it's like, you know, I have a very limited scope of Idol fans. You know, it's not like we have giant mass get-togethers all the time. At least international fans in the U.S., right? So, because I'll say this, like, you know, okay, let's like if we like think about like anime and things like that. I'm like, oh, I would say like the majority of anime fans aren't creepy or weird or socially maladjusted people. They're just regular guys and gals who just love watching Japanese animation.
Yeah, dude, go to Anime Expo next week, and you're gonna see a bunch of those people. But you're also gonna see, like, you know, the not so favorable characters.
Yeah, and so I was like, you know, I mean, that's why whenever I watch like a big dome concert, I wonder how many of those people out in the audience are like the filthy like.
Can I count you guys?
You've never been to dome concerts, sir.
That's why I don't know. I'm just saying when I watch, I wonder. You know, I look into the night sky and I wonder how many.
How many stars out there are creepy old dudes?
Or those glow sticks from a faraway galaxy.
Oh, that's amazing.
You got so romantic, guys. What happened?
They timed their Watergate 2,000 years early
Oh, man.
to account for the speed of light. But, okay, yeah. So you don't think you think it exists?
Yes.
Yeah.
You think it exists more in Japan than it does here?
I think because idols have the ability to be more mainstream in Japan, it's likely to exist more outside of Japan.
Yeah.
Really? Because I think it's the opposite.
You think it's the opposite?
Yeah. Because I think to be an Idol fan in the U.S., you have to really go out of your way.
True. But that's
So-
that's kind of my argument too.
Yeah, this
Is that if
the
you're- if you're-
hardcore.
So you're
Yeah.
more hardcore, yeah.
If you're gonna be a fan, you're gonna be pretty deep into that, right?
You learn an entire language just to understand them.
Well, you don't have to. It's just
No, we talked about this. You should.
you should, but there are plenty of people who have not. But yeah, it's all like, I rigged my internet connection so that I can totally watch these, Japanese broadcasts, or like, what some of us do is we fly over to Japan to go see idol shows or to meet idols, right? Like, holy shit, like, are you crazy? Whereas in Japan, if you're just like, oh, I picked up the latest like Paspo CD and I thought it was good, like I like them as a group. Sure, that Joe's like he's got this like smirk it's like forming on his face.
I kind of agree with David though, because it's kind of like, oh, like I went and saw my friend in Osaka and I went to this handshake event. That was my weekend. Time to go back to work. Versus like for the international people, it's you go there specifically, or it's at least a large part of your visit.
I feel like in Japan, there's more things to get creepy about. Right? Like you can act. But I think Dave knows this, right? Like, because you went to Akiba, right? And you're also into underground idols.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, like I'll just be walking down the street, and then I see like, like a couple dudes like all getting ready for somebody's birthday, some underground idol's birthday. I feel like because of those experiences, like you have more of a chance to be closer. Whereas here, like you just like watch TV, you're like, well, I like that TV show. That's great.
True. It's easy to, or I guess it's more common to be filthy casual here, so to speak. Where you're like, I like the TV shows, I like the music videos. It's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like the nature of the fans don't change as much as like how people receive you. If you're gonna compare like Western, like international fans versus like Japanese fans, because like okay, for example, like I just recently went to like the Japanese language meetup in San Diego, and so there's like a good number of Japanese people. We're finding things to converse about, and so someone asked me like, oh, why did you start learning Japanese? And I became more open about my nerdiness, so I was like. Oh, I really like J-pop and stuff like that. Like I like AKB and stuff like. Oh, okay, cool. You like AKB? Who's your favorite? And things like that. And it's just like completely normal. I'm like, oh, I made it, guys.
Yeah, you come out of that closet.
Yeah. Oh, I feel so good. But then if I open up to like say like an American friend about it. Generally at first it's like because they don't have as much awareness about it. It's like, oh, so you just like watching like little Japanese schoolgirls and crap, like.
Yeah.
Is that that K-pop thing that's going on?
Is SNSD J-pop? Is that what that is? Oh, Asian, right?
It's like K-pop, but they're not as hot. There's not as much plastic going on.
And they're a lot younger, generally.
I don't know, man. Kuhara was like 16 or something when I saw her.
Oh no, that's true. Yeah.
That's true. They do start out young there too.
That plastic, dude. I'm telling you.
And she's so cute.
She's getting a solo debut now. Like, man, what's going on? Yeah. But no, the reason why I brought that up is because, like Dave mentioned, anime, and I think because there's
Actually,
more.
it was Jimmy.
Well, you said go to Anime Expo.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway, but like if you go to Akiba, like it's a lot different than going to AX. Like there's a certain. You'll see more of the creepy stereotype, I guess, in Akiba than you will in Anime Expo.
True.
Except, like, also when you go to Akiba, you run into, like, businessmen who are just going to work, so.
Yeah.
So this is a contrast.
So when you blend that together, it evens out.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know, it's just. I want to believe.
Wait, believe in what?
I want to believe that in the not so creepy guys waving their glow sticks in my idol concert night sky.
I'm sure they exist. They're the dudes that have like low tension. They're just I don't know why I'm here. I came with a friend.
Or like just be like, yo, I'm just here to get hype and have a good time. Like it doesn't have to be like.
Yeah.
Where's my you? No, the casual senbatsu horse will have a good time. It's just it's if you're fans of like the lesser girls, right?
What?
Wait, what? I don't understand what you're asking.
Yeah, like are you assuming that just because you like somebody that's popular, you're not going to be as disgusting?
No, I'm saying they're gonna
Oh.
they're gonna have a more fun time at the concert.
Oh, because they get to see
They
more
get
of
to see them more.
Oh yeah.
girl.
Yeah. And then, whereas, like, if you're a fan of a not as popular member, you're gonna be like, "Is that her in the back?" Like,
You have your binoculars on. You're looking past the sea of heads.
You're in the front row, but you have your binoculars on. What?
Why is that guy squatting?
Jesus.
There are seats right here.
I'll find them.
Okay, let's get a follow-up question. Do you think the nature of idols lends itself to the stereotype? Here's an example. A lot of people believe that it's middle-aged, single guys that run, that are the main appeal because they have the money to do all this ridiculous stuff, like buy hundreds of CDs for elections, or they're the only ones that actually have the disposable income
Right.
True.
to support these people.
Right.
I forgot what the question was.
Well, I mean, I think so. I mean, if you kind of think
yeah.
about like what differentiates like an idol from, say, like just a normal artist, right? Like pop or otherwise, it's because of there's like a more involved relationship between the consumer and the actual like idol group or whatever. And so it kind of it makes you like wonder like, okay, why are they so why would these dudes be so invested in these girls, and as opposed to just like like I like e-girls,
So you think the e-girls fandom is different than?
Well, they're all girls. I watched the concert.
Yeah, no, that's true. Most of them seem to be ladies, so.
Well, I mean, but I feel like because that's kind of the thing. It's whereas like with like in a group like AKB, you have so many variety shows or radio shows or different outlets where you can like you follow their blogs and things like that, and you get to really know about your girl. And I don't want to assume that like I know everything about her now, but it like lends to that like kind of like pseudo girlfriend mentality that some fans have, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you know all the vital stats like a birth date, a hometown, and blood type.
Right.
Like what the shit? Like why do you need to know my blood type?
Fortune telling, just like horoscopes. What about you? Other people that aren't Jimmy?
Well, I was just wondering, like, because we've mentioned that, like there's like this very strong like consumer relationship, like because there's like so much stuff to buy, and like I was wondering if the reason why the stereotype is like older gentlemen who have like a ton of money to blow, if it was because they just happen to be the most like financially vocal people, like because and then like that sort of drowns out the people who don't have money, and maybe that's why the stereotype is not towards us.
Yeah, so like I guess like I'm trying to draw a parallel to say Western pop culture, where I think most of the time these pop groups are marketed towards younger people, like teenagers, right? I mean, when you think of like someone like Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, like they're marketed towards the teen or tween, I don't know, whatever that demographic.
I don't know if you want to throw Jay Timberlake in there. That guy.
Well, that guy's just a.
All right, so JT from like 10 years ago,
or the Beavers, we can.
Or the Beavers.
Well, the Beavers is just a piece of. Anyway, sorry.
The Wendy's.
I mean, when he started out, when he was all like baby Dave.
Yeah. So, like that, that image, that kind of industry is supposed to be built upon like a bunch of like teenagers really just getting attracted to whatever idol they've created and whatnot, right? But teenagers are teenagers. Most of the time they're in school. They don't make money. Whereas middle-aged adults have disposable income, like we were talking about before. And I feel like even in Western pop culture, there are like the insane fans,
Yeah.
that will, you know, they'll pay like, what is it, $2,500 to like meet Britney Spears in some like small stadium or something. Like it's like a meet and greet event or something like that. It was something I was listening to on a podcast recently. It was fascinating. But I mean, yeah, I wouldn't expect like the typical, you know, Japanese high school student either to go to like you know, every handshake event they could for an idol group, or spend crazy amounts of money on idol goods and stuff like that. It's mostly the people who actually do have money. So it's like it's rich spoiled kids and it's middle-aged dudes who are like, well, I'm not gonna get married or anything. I'd rather just buy idol goods.
Yo, dude, let me get that Uchiwa. All right, dude.
Yeah.
Almost as good as a girlfriend.
Same difference.
Yeah, the hand's still getting some action.
Oh god.
Oh.
No.
Hey, man, I'm talking about like waving the Uchiwa to like fan yourself.
Yeah, dude, totally.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why you got stuck.
Sure you are.
So that's merely an assumption that I have, but I feel like that's something you could find in
You know,
both.
hand action by Jimmy.
God damn it. Especially since it's a Drina clear vial.
Anyway.
So you think that the because the middle-aged group has to, you know, financially sponsor these groups, or I guess since they're the core audience that is targeted towards them, the activities that they do is targeted towards, you know, this creepy stereotype.
Yeah, I think different groups kind of handle that dichotomy differently, because I think a group like AKB48 kind of does a sort of balancing act of, you know, our idols are kind of like role models for kids. They're on a lot of like, they'll be on like kids shows or like national TV, and they have to act a certain way, etc. But then you also got like the other end of the spectrum where it's like, hey, catch AK Bingo at 1 a.m. in the morning, where they do like phrase museum, so you can get your Munekune on.
Right.
And it's like, not that many people. I don't think that many people want this, you know. Or like, whereas there might be other groups that are more, you know, obviously like WOTA are more of their crutch. Where they don't market themselves for the mainstream at all. They'll just actually, Kamen Joshi is a really interesting one I want to talk about, Alice Project, because they tout themselves as like, oh, we're the true underground idols, and realistically they kind of are. They don't do the major release thing. They're not really on like a record label, so to speak. And so they're just like, yeah, just come see us at Parms, our theater. And that's like all they do. And then like when you go there, like you see a show, and then it's like, all right, it's time for activities, and it's like, you want to take a photo with your Oshiman, you want to take a photo with the group, you want to handshake them, you want to talk to them, and there's like some secret bullshit like you want to go on like a date with them, like here, like pay monies, and it's like, what?
What?
Tell me more, Dave.
What? I'll take you there, don't worry.
What, you'll take him on a date?
Yes.
I mean, I guess if he wants that too.
to
Oh,
that concert.
I heard Jimmy
Yeah.
likes roller coasters.
Yeah,
no,
dude.
no.
We're gonna go to Fuji Q Highlands.
You gotta get that GoPro, just like Ripopo in that during a shonen. So we write on his face as he's going on the coaster.
I will cry like Drina on elephants. Please no.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what that means, but okay, whatever you say. Yeah, so, you know, I'm talking about the idol stereotype about it's all these, you know, creepy guys, and then I talk about, you know, is it targeted towards a stereotype, and now that leads us to us, you know, like do you think we fit these stereotypes,
Right.
or even like your friends, or you know, well, I don't want to, you know, call out people and stuff, even though I do.
You calling me out, bro?
Yeah, dude, you're such a nerd. It's like, stop checking me out.
What?
Creepy old man. Every time I take off my shirt, you're like, oh, dude.
What the hell is going on?
I don't even know.
I'm not even sure, but I like it. Let's keep it rolling.
No, it's not. Oh no, sorry. Sorry for that. You know, sometimes Jimmy makes lewd comments at me for some reason, and yeah. So
I am
like,
meeting.
if we know of these stereotypes, and if we know the community or the business itself, it targets these stereotypes, and there are negative stereotypes. We don't want to be them. Like, then why are we still here? Or like, do you feel like you're changing the stereotype, or the stereotype should change? And we're all really normal people, you know?
Yeah, so actually, that was something that I really wanted to explore with NSK in general, because it's like, hey, I want you guys to understand that we're like normal people. This just happens to be a hobby that we're really passionate about. And I mean, I feel like I try my best to be a not creepy dude. You know? I want to say like a normal person, like an average person, but I don't know. I mean, people can think of me however they want to, but like, I have other hobbies, I have responsibilities, and I'm trying to like make sure that my life is in order. Like, I'm not trying to take a loan out to fund idols. I'm trying to be financially responsible, you know, working a job, etc. Like, just things like that. I mean, Joe's got this hilarious face, and I can't stop.
I'm thinking like how do you know that the creepy stereotype doesn't do that? Or do we assume that's not part of the creepy stereotype? Like, oh, they don't have a home, like they live in a box.
Right, like
they have a job.
On the super extreme side, I mean, it would have to be like not a NEET or hikikomori, but like actually maybe a NEET. You know, just someone who's given up on everything, but like his parents are willing to pay for him to go to handshake events. But no, yeah, realistically, when we're talking earlier about how like middle-aged people have disposable income, because if they're staying single and then they're not using that money on other things, then yeah, they can totally use that money to go do whatever they want, and whatever they want happens to be idols. Yeah, they're gonna work normal jobs and stuff, and maybe they work at like huge companies where like no one can even tell that they're like the creepy Woda dude.
It only comes out at night.
Yeah.
Or they're wearing that NMB tie and then they're just covering up
God.
their suit.
But in a case like that though, like, I'm personally not gonna like judge someone that way. Like, if they're doing like this, it kind of sucks to say, but like if they're contributing to society like how everyone else thinks they should, I mean, I don't see a reason why, you know, they should be crucified for like the one thing that they happen to be like a fan of.
Yeah, but we just talked about the stereotype that they're all like, so like, let's say they contribute to society, they have their job and whatever, but you don't know that, right? You just go to an event, you see like this middle-aged, unattractive dude with idol Uchiwa.
True. True. He's on like he's got the towel on, he's got the robes on, you know.
He's by himself. He has unfashionable clothing. Like, you consider that like, hey, maybe that guy is a valuable member of society.
True, and that's where image plays a huge part, because, and that's clearly not the only reason why, but like I do actually like I got into like men's fashion recently because I wanted to make sure that like I'm always presentable, right? I don't want to look like I can't dress myself. And I think that's definitely a huge part of like if you're gonna go to a handshake event, and like when we're talking about Ikemen in the beginning of the show, it's like, yeah, that guy's okay because he looks good, right? Like
Right.
he's a beautiful person, he can dress himself, it's fine. But
He could
if
get his girlfriend if he wanted to.
yeah, you want to be that guy.
Well, I think the thing with the Ikemen is there's the assumption that he's more than one-dimensional. You know, like he has other things going on than just like, I mean, because at the very least he has fashion or good looks. You know, like.
And so that extends to like the rest of his life or character. Or
well, I don't say like the
Right.
life or character. Well, it's just like, okay, I mean, you think about the kind of people, like at least for me, like I think about the people I like to associate with and things like that, like, because okay, even if, like when I first got into like fashion and things like that, it was because the girl I was dating at the time would always call me out because I would just wear gym clothes all the time because I was into powerlifting, and I was just, at some point I got too lazy to like dress normally, you know. I'm like, oh, well, I'm just gonna put on a tank top and shorts and go out, you know, and it's just
Oh,
Jimmy. Like, I know, as I'm wearing a tank top right now. But it's really hot in San Diego. Anyways, but so going back to the point, it's just because, like, you know, you want to think of like someone who has more than just one thing going on, and just, you know, they see like, okay, this guy just comes from the gym, he just wears gym clothes all the time, his whole life is the gym. You know, I don't know what I would talk about besides the gym. I don't really go to the gym. I don't know what, you know, if we would connect or get along and things, you know, or like, so the idol fan that always wears like his Oshi towel and you know, he's got his Oshiman's face on his tie. You know, if you're not if you're not like really into idols, you see this guy and you're just like, oh, I'm not really sure, you know, I'd be able to connect with this person, or you know, like.
What if you only saw that at the idol event? Like, you're going out and this guy's like in a suit. You're like, okay, this guy's cool. And then like you go to the idol event, there's that guy turned up in his Oshi towel and like.
Well, if I was an idol fan, like, yo, that's dope. Let's talk about idols. Like.
Are you sure?
I mean, yeah, I'd say so. Just because, like, I mean, think about from our perspective here. When I first joined the AKB SoCal Club, I thought our first meeting was going to be at an AKB museum. And then,
one existed.
in San Bernardino. And I was like, yo, yeah, let's go. And then I find out it's just a dude's house, and I was still like, yeah, all right, let's go. So,
or maybe it's the wrong way to think about it. Like, maybe we have to think about it in a different...
Yeah.
So instead of your Oshiman, if you saw somebody like dressed up like in full beaver gear or something like that, like, what would your perception be of them?
Well, I just like I'm not into the Beebs, and I think the Beebs is a very poor, like, has very poor moral and ethics. So if you were to support this guy, you know, I would question your character just a little bit.
Well, yeah, just because he has bad morals and ethics, right? But like, again, we're talking about idols, and we're talking about how
idols are pure.
No, we're talking about how like the company exploits like the old men, right? Like they wear short skirts probably to appeal these old men. Whatever.
That's true. I just.
This is the episode where we all feel terrible about ourselves.
I want to believe in the old man.
I'm just so filthy.
He's a good old man.
I want to believe that we'll just sit. We'll, after the concert, have a beer together, talk about our Oshimans.
You probably could.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel like with any stereotypes, they're based in some sort of truth, at least to some partial degree. And then, as fans, you know, of the same thing, we can relate somewhat. Like, maybe not totally. Like, I'm not a 30-year-old creepy old man, but.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Jimmy.
But like on Twitter, I'm like totally creepy, but just, you know, because it's hilarious. But it still is a little bit true.
Well, it's just
female name.
Because I mean, I feel like it has to do a lot with appearance, though. You know, like, okay, like take two comic book fans. You know, one every day all he wears are like dirty jeans and like a faded Marvel like superheroes t-shirt, and then the other one that can like dress himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a normal person in society, whatever that means. It's just that, like, you know, you feel like one of them would have more to offer to a conversation than just superheroes. You know,
right.
at least for me. And so, you know, I feel like that has a lot to play with, like, you know, to like the whole Voda image. Like, so if you're the guy that just wears like your 48 group T-shirt all the time and your hoppy coat and your Oshi towels, like, okay, well, I mean, cool, we can connect with idols, at least as me as an idol fan, but, you know, what about everything else? Can we connect on like just a normal person to person level? But I'd be more than happy to have a beer with you and talk about our Oshi.
Because beer is normal, right?
Okay, have like something.
It's the most normal.
Sit down and drink a beverage together.
Let's sit down and snort some cocaine.
How do you do that sitting down?
Well, you get a table. I mean, anyways.
No, it's fun. I say like I wear like I actually do wear like idol shirts here just because to me they have the. I think I said this in the first episode. They have that flavor where it's like, yo, dude, I don't know what the heck that is. Like, it looks cool.
That hidden appeal.
Yeah, look at that guy's unique urban attire.
Yo, dude, these got like some Japanese name on it. Dude, I wonder who that is.
Yeah.
NMB48. That sounds like such a cool club.
That number's so crazy, dude. Divisible by 12.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now that we have the whole stereotype and that we feel bad about ourselves, do you actually like tell people that you don't fit the stereotype? Like, do you actually like, you know, when you meet somebody, you're like, hey, you know, I'm an idol fan, but I'm not like a creepy old man.
I try to, but they don't believe me.
I'm like really curious about
Hey
it.
man, it's okay.
Especially like if you contrast it with like other Japanese subcultures like anime. I guess we can also relate this to class where like, you know, when they're like, oh, who likes the anime, and then like people raise their hand, you're like, oh, they're maybe creepy.
God damn it! Because in my Japanese class, it was like the teacher was like, yeah, you know, like raise your hand if you chose to learn Japanese because of this, or this, and then it's like, oh, who wanted to learn Japanese because of anime, and then I was like, oh yes, now's my chance, and I raised my hand, and then no one else does, and I'm like, put that hand back down.
You all betrayed me.
They're all liars.
I trusted
They're
you.
all-
Yeah, I was like, you're all liars.
Well, I mean, like, not to bring D&D into like every single podcast that we have.
Hey,
Is that what you do now?
I feel like I bring it up quite often, to be honest.
That's cool,
But
dude.
like, it's, I feel like it's like that with me, like, because I feel like D&D has this very kind of almost similar like stereotype where, you know, older male, like possibly lonely, and like they just invest themselves like a lot into this hobby.
Mhm.
And then, like, whereas there's me, you know, young girl.
I look so fresh.
Kind of
Girl.
cute.
You know?
Just girl.
And then I'm like so proud of like, oh yes, I'm into the D&D, but I'm not like a.
You're a daywalker.
I don't live in my, yeah. I go outside, and then and I go hang out with you guys and watch idols. But yeah, I feel like
We're all creepy, so.
No, well, I mean that's relative, right? Guys don't seem so creepy to me.
Yeah, no, what's hilarious is like, I mean, one of my close friends from college, he's into like playing Magic. Yeah, pretty much just Magic, because he kind of did Yu-Gi-Oh for a while, but and so I went with him and one of my best friends because my best friend decided that getting into Magic was like the thing to do now. So I went with both of them to like a card shop, and it was running like a tournament, and I was like, holy living shit! Like these guys are all a bunch of freaking nerds.
Yep.
Right? I think that's the hypocrisy of it. It's like any nerd like subculture or group is going to like call out another group for like some ridiculous thing that they do. Because I was standing there and I was like, I mean, the thing is I understand though, because like, you know, anime conventions and just nerdy hobbies that I have, like I see stuff like this happening anyway. I accept it because it's like, hey, I get it. There are people who are really passionate about whatever they do. I think that's normal for quote unquote normal for human beings, right? But yeah, I was like, holy shit! Like, you know, some of these people are kind of crazy. Because then I saw like two people get into a huge fight, and then they were yelling and screaming, and then they went to the parking lot and they were still fighting. And it was like, and then they came back inside and they fought some more, and then they went outside again. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. It's crazy.
For Magic?
Yeah,
Apparently.
yeah,
The tournament
and
is real for Magic.
and the
apparently.
irony is that like my one friend is like, oh yeah, I'd never go to anime conventions because everyone there is like freaking socially awkward and, you know, really dumb and stuff. And I'm just like, you see the shit that just happened back there, man?
Well, that's the thing. It's like I don't know. Like I have friends that are like really into sports. You know, like I go with them and watch like football and stuff like that, and they're just like calling out stats and things like that. And I'm like, oh, but I'm weird just because I can name all the members of this Japanese girl group. Okay, that's
Yeah, you get beat up if you're like, hey,
6 years ago, but okay, cool.
nice numbers, nerd. But then it's like, you're all football players, so you kill me.
No, it's okay. That's.
It's like, I can't believe you can name all the members of AKB48. So, I actually know all the players in the NFL.
Yeah, it's like,
Even
screw
the
you,
nose
dude.
tackle, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about the nose. But anyway,
I
it's
even
like
know which teams run the 3-4 and not the 4-3.
it's just yeah, but it's like because this fandom particularly is considered more social, like mainstream or socially acceptable. It's like you can be super duper passionate about it, and it's just like, oh, okay, well that's just guys being guys or whatever, you know. But then here I am, like, oh man, you guys see the Soul Sankyo results?
Well, for one, you don't actually do that to us.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
actually.
true.
No, man.
You just had to do
Just
the
like-
motion.
Instead, you're just like gloating about how much better you are. Compared
Oh
to
yes,
us.
I'm so
No,
strong right now.
And
I was
snap
just-
your
I was
thighs.
just happy. It's my favorite. And it was a heated moment of intense emotions. I apologize for my behavior.
Keep saying sorry. I'm pretty sure, like, if we won, we'd do the same thing to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I need to be I need to walk the righteous path of the fandom.
Anyway.
But anyways,
no,
and that
like,
means not being creepy. Oh, I brought it back.
well, because we're filming that mockumentary, right, about our club, and then, like, one of the running jokes of the mockumentary is that we're all normal people, and then we're actually acting weird.
The entire time.
Yo, dude, I'm normal. Like, I'm just a power lifter.
Rolling out in my singlet, like here are some crotch shots. Enjoy.
I think there is some irony that, like, because if you look at it, then you're like, hey, there's like a little weirdness in like every hobby.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, totally.
You know, like you're like, oh man, like we're all perfectly normal, and then like you're in your singlet, you're like, hey man, powerlifting is weird. bunch of middle-aged nerds that have nothing to do but pull weight off the ground and put it back.
Bunch of bald fat guys.
Hey guys, you want to go inject yourself? We all have
Oh,
small-
shit.
we all have small testicles now.
Well, I mean, I'm running out of injection spots, so I need some help getting the hard to see areas.
No, dude, no problem, man. We're all normal people.
But to take it back to the question,
Yes.
I don't ever really see myself like being like, oh, but I'm not one of those kind of fans. You know, like
You don't need to justify anything.
well, I think maybe because like I spent so much time in my Woda closet, and then now that I've broken free, I'm like this fabulous free butterfly of disgusting idol fandom.
Are you a Narzik now? You're so free.
So free. But I feel like
Rip Narzik.
I wonder how much of that like image that people have of us like is self-imposed too. You know, like as I've noticed, like I mean, there's still people that like when I say like, oh yeah, I'm into idols and stuff, they're like, oh, so do you do this or and, you know, are you like do you just like spend all your time like looking at little girls? I'm like, yeah, I mean, yeah. You know? But like you know, like there's still people that have questions, but I mean, if you're just kind of like really chill about answering it, I feel like for the most part people are pretty understanding. I've never been like, oh, so I'm an idol fan. Oh. You know?
Yeah, I actually see.
They're like, what's that?
Yeah, I actually see
Yeah.
what you mean, Jimmy. Because anyone who's like actually like genuinely curious will be like, oh, like what do you mean? Like what is that? I have no idea what that is, right?
Mhm.
Whereas there seems to be this inherent or like underlying feeling of like, oh, I really hope the normies don't ask me about my idols
Yeah.
because if they do, everything's gonna fall apart.
I'll no longer be a daywalker. I can't blend in.
Yeah. Realistically, I mean, I think we talked about this the last time I was on the show when it was like, hey, like you have this merchandise or whatever, and it's got some girl's face on it. Someone asked about it, and like, oh, that's favorite member from a pop group. Like, oh, okay, like are they Japanese or Korean? They're Japanese. Oh, that's cool. Like that's the end of it. Like
Oh,
they're not interested. Whatever.
That was the worst King of the Hill impression.
Oh yeah, that's.
I know you're going for that. And
I didn't want to go there, but I went like
it just-
midway, and I was like, I'm trapped. I'm trapped in the void
Backing out
of
now.
failing to be King of the Hill. But yeah, like I think a lot of it is self-imposed. It's straight up just kind of this like shame or guilt of being part of this subculture, and it's really not necessary, you know.
Right.
Obviously, you don't want to. I don't want you flaunting it around everywhere like, I'm an idol fan. It's so great. Look at me. I'm just watching all these young girls on a stage. Like, what the shit, dude? Calm down. That can be like misinterpreted so badly. But yeah, you know, it's a to me it's a hobby, and again, if someone genuinely wants to know about it, you know, I'm an open door. But otherwise, like that shouldn't define me, you know.
I think that's a good point, though. It's like, it's only as creepy as you
make it out to be.
Yeah, you make it out to be. So it's like, it doesn't have to be creepy. You just gotta bring it up, just like any other hobby that you have. With I enjoy collecting stamps and following idols.
Yo, that's gross, dude.
Yo,
man.
stamps?
Just stamps. Oh.
He's one of those guys.
But yeah.
Also, I think it's funny coming from Julia, who just called herself like the filthiest fan on Twitter.
Well, you know, that's arguable, right? I don't even know everyone on Twitter.
No, it's not arguable. You do call yourself that. You're like
I like to think that
But jokingly.
when Julia first watched my video reviewing Yamamoto Sayaka's photo book, she was like, ew, this guy is probably so disgusting. And then when she actually met me in real life, she was like, oh, well, isn't he just a dear, sweet thing?
I did kind of have that joke. I was like, watching him, like, oh, he's working out. Like, the joke there is like, I was kind of like, And then I met Jimmy, and he's like the sweetest guy, you know.
Oh,
I made it, guys. I made it.
We've won.
Stereotype. Podcast over.
This is the last episode of Cheers My Glutes. Mission accomplished.
That's what I forgot. I forgot to explain our name.
We're never gonna explain it.
No, we're in too deep now. Too deep into glute, guys.
What was I gonna bring up? I forgot. Oh no, for me, like, I'm very sarcastic. So when people are like, "Hey, so you just look at little girls all day?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, dude! Check out these like filthy bikini calendars I have." I just like throw it at them.
Yeah, you just literally throw calendars at them.
Take them.
I only have the one that my friend gave me. I actually left it on the floor because I don't like hanging it up. Yeah, that is pretty filthy. I don't like it. But then like if somebody asks, I'm like, "Yo, dude, look how filthy this is."
It's literally filthy because it's on the floor of your
Yeah, it's just collecting dust.
I mean, it ended March 2015.
Oh god.
But I received it in October, which is also funny.
I remember when I met one of my friends who he used to basically run NSK, right? And so I was always like this kind of online presence because I would listen to the shows and I'd comment all the time and be like, hey, like, you know, I thought this was nice, or I'd be that guy who'd like correct them, quote unquote, you know, and be like, oh, actually, like the song you're talking about is called this, and like the leading member was this name. And it's just like, oh shit, like why do you know that, right? But he came to LA for Anime Expo one year, and he was like, yeah, we should meet up. And when we met, he was like after like half an hour, he was like, you guys are just like normal dudes, huh? And I was like, well, yeah, what'd you expect? He was like, I don't know.
If it was me, I'd be like, yo, dude, I'm hella filthy.
Haven't bathed in weeks. I'm so filthy.
Oh god.
I would show you my bikini photos, but they're all scattered in my room.
Oh.
They're not even bikini photos of idols, they're of me.
Ew.
Where can I get these photos?
God damn it.
Hey,
All
man,
right,
stop being creepy, Jimmy.
So I guess we've talked a lot about being creepy, or about the idol fan being creepy.
Oh, I gotta
Is this all of our repressed guilt coming
Yeah,
out?
it's like, do we? I mean, and we've kind of gone into it a little bit, but like, do we? You know, or do we feel like this image needs to change, and how do we campaign it or whatever? You know, are we actively trying to change that?
I got this story, right? So, like, I remember I had Japanese friends visiting, and I just, like, they're like, oh, I was like, what do you guys want to do? You want to go to Disneyland, Universal Studios? Like, oh, we already planned all that. I'm like, oh, okay, what do you guys want to do? Like, hey, can we have a barbecue at your house? Okay. So I'm like, we're going to have a barbecue. Let me just invite all my friends. Like, let's just invite, like, go on Facebook, like, hey, you're all invited. Like, my Japanese friends are visiting. You might as well, like, buy a huge piece of meat and like smoke it for like a couple hours. We'll all have fun.
Mm.
And then so I invited some people from the club. And around that time is when Yuko's photo book came out. So I think I'll name drop. Henry, Boy was there. I think Tong was there. Nathan and Henry Trong, right? And so they chose my barbecue to distribute their photo books. And you guys are laughing, right? So we're just chilling, all my other friends are there too. So we're just eating, they're preparing food, whatever, right? And Henry Chung walks to the door. He's like, "Yo, dude, I got these Yuko photo books," and it's the one where she's covering her boobs.
Yeah, she's naked, but she's covering her boobs.
And at first, I'm just
classy.
I'm just oh my god, why would you do that, right? But then everybody's actually cool with it, and I'm oh, dude, I'm sorry for giving you that impression that it was so totally uncool. My Japanese friends, they were all girls, they actually asked to see the book, and they're flipping through it, and it's something they actually could relate to. Because they're pure Japanese, right? When you meet Japanese Americans here, they're obviously different from Japanese. Mm-hmm. So it was actually a topic they could relate to. Henry's Japanese is actually it's rudimentary, but because of at least because of IELTS, he's actually able to hold the most basic of conversations. And then later that night we went karaoke or karaoke, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And then everybody got hype over fortune cookie. And so I'm hey, I was totally wrong,
The guilt is real.
Joe.
I was wrong.
Tell me more about this magical land. Everyone just loving each other and enjoying fortune cookies.
I do think that if you're filthy and you wear your shirt all the time and whatever, you're gonna give off a poor impression, but all the Idol fans that I guess attended this barbecue, they're all right, and they didn't talk about it all the time. They did other things. They ate my food, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That humble brag.
It's not humble.
It's just straight up.
It's just straight brag, dude.
No, it's we don't eat food. We just eat photo books. What?
Because we're dirty.
Oh, dude, this is so hot. Aww. So you should just be glad that Dosuru didn't come out yet.
What?
Koji Haru's.
The Koji Haru one.
No, I'm sure it would have been cool too, just because they actually established that they were decent people, and they didn't. I guess they didn't act a stereotype, and they weren't treated like a stereotype.
Also, because Koji Haru is a beautiful human being.
Yeah, anybody can just appreciate that fine booty, like a glass of wine.
The theme is that the moral of Joe's story is that don't be afraid to distribute your photo books at people's barbecues.
But establish yourself as a daywalker first.
Well, he didn't even do that, right? He just walked in with a box, and it's oh, Boy's here, and Nathan's here. Yo, dude, I got your photo books, and Boy got 2 of them. Got one each.
Thanks, bro.
So you can look at 2 of them at the same time.
Exactly.
Which we also actually included in our mockumentary.
Oh,
not
nice.
that scene, but we had the Koji Haru scene, where we had Alex have 2 photo books and ask where my bathroom was.
That research copy.
Yeah.
So, moral of the story.
Moral story is don't buy used photo books.
What the hell?
That was.
It's funny because I'm the one guy who'll be no, it's totally fine. But that's because I've purchased used photo books. So.
It's book off, they have really good quality inspection.
Yeah. Or Trio, when you hand it to them, they're gonna look through it. They're gonna be well, I'm not gonna buy this because reasons.
No, won't accept this.
Yeah.
But I do have to say that when I went to Akiba, I think RJ asked me to get a photo book for him, and my friend's yeah, dude, I know this bookstore that has idol photo books, so we go to the top floor, and I just had this really weird creepy vibe here, so that exists too.
Oh, you mean you were there and there were people there looking through the books, and you were just this.
Well, and then you see the books too, and you're just that guy's not casually looking at it like a guy at Barnes and Noble, right? Like
Oh,
He's like intensely analyzing every
Yeah.
single
no,
detail.
no, not even that. It's just that, like, you see the books that are on the display, and then you see like a guy standing like he would at like Barnes and Noble, but like what he's looking at is like, he's not reading articles.
he's looking at pictures of bikinis or girls in bikinis,
If
right?
they have those on,
And ooh,
because it was the top floor.
because what I thought, yeah,
They have both, like, they're next to each
true,
other.
yeah,
Right?
the nudity. You can say it, the nudity.
Yeah, this is an adult podcast. We can say, you don't have to be afraid, Joe.
Ew.
You know what's funny though is that reminds me of how Minigishi Minami's 600 seconds video, she goes to a bookstore.
Oh yeah, she
You
looks
nozo
at
her. She goes to a bookstore and she looks at Koharu or Kusumi Koharu's photo book and she's like intensely looking at it. But that's because she's like, oh, she's so cute. And she like flips the page. Oh, she's so cute. And like, she's like in dream world looking at.
She's
another
just
idol.
standing there and reading it without even buying.
Yeah. But if you just all of a sudden turn her into a middle-aged fat man, then Joe's like, oh god, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth.
Yeah, I don't think there are any girls on the top floor of that. But
Yeah,
again, I had to go there to get the Nogizaka one, right? Like, Nogizaka is fairly tame compared to like what's next to it. But like, it's just that it's
Compared
all
to JAV.
It's all there in the same place.
Yeah.
That's where people go to get their books. Okay, I was gonna talk about, what is it? I was gonna make fun of like all the fans that spend a lot of money and are unattractive. When they should be
Wow,
spending
thanks,
their money
asshole.
Why are you trying to hurt us tonight, Joe?
when they should be spending their money on themselves. I'm pretty sure you guys spend money on yourself.
Oh,
But we're not
yeah.
gonna get to that. We ran out of time.
Joe's just trying to throw daggers tonight, is what
Yeah.
he's trying to do.
That's why we started this podcast. That's why our glutes are torn. Or are
Because
tearing.
there's so many daggers in my glutes right now.
That's how I squat, just daggers in my glutes.
Oh, why is it so hard? Oh, because there's a freaking knife in your butt.
God damn it.
Oh, I'm feeling a little tight.
So go ahead and twist that knife.
Oh, what the
Clench.
What?
Oh, Julia.
That's the phrase. You
Julia,
twist the
please.
knife.
We're squatting, alright?
I wasn't thinking. Oh, okay.
You like
Whatever.
work as you're squatting.
Look. You guys spotted there? I did not.
But anyways,
Yeah, okay, so I think the final word, I don't know, whatever. The theme of this show is,
We're done.
you know what really tears my glutes is when people think I'm some creepy middle-aged dude, when I'm just like a normal person. Okay?
But I'm actually a creepy little
I'm actually a creepy little dude.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Come 20 years.
who takes steroid injections in the butt.
Alright, so hopefully
I'm
this
not, I'm not creepy about idols, but I'm creepy about powerlifting.
if this show is still on like 10 years from now, I would like to
Oh
go
my
back
God.
and watch this episode and to see like if I have become the thing I feared the most.
But Jimmy, in 10 years you'll be so thick and hard and tight.
So thick, solid, and tight.
Yeah,
Can't wait to see how thick, solid, and tight I become.
more progress pics, please.
One photo every day for 10 years that you can make.
Oh, it's so many photos.
I know. It'd be
Just
so
the
bored though.
The thickening.
Oh god.
Okay,
Alright, Joe.
so that will wrap up this episode. Tears my glutes. You can catch us I think we're set, right? On 9 p.m. on Thursday.
Mhm.
We'll get our crappy website to be not crappy.
Or less crappy at the very least.
There's that picture of the guy you drew. That's
Oh, I took it off. I think I took it off.
that looks like he's from Earthbound, and we got some lime green background.
He's our creepy idol fan.
We'll work on that website, so hopefully we don't have to update it often. But you'll be able to find like our previous episodes, a description of the episodes, like what we talked about, what is upcoming, just in case you guys want to contribute some stuff. I don't think there was anything in the chat besides somebody making fun of David's full body pillow of an
My
anime
body
girl.
pillow.
Not creepy at all.
I'm not a creepy dude, guys.
I'm creepy about idols, but don't talk about the body pillow. So you can find us there. We're also all on Twitter. We'll have our links to our Twitters on the website, which I think is tearsmyglutes.wordpress.com. Any other updates that I'm missing? Anything you guys want to think about?
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. I think it covers quite a lot of it.
Next episode, what are we talking about?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs
and idols.
Next stream, we will have to be more organized. We should have the theme of the next episode.
Yeah. We should
All right.
Prepared.
I think I put something down. I didn't want to host back to back because we rotate. Okay, this is Tears My Glutes podcast. I am Joe. We're here with Julia, Jimmy, and Dave Chang. Check out Jimmy at Swotaku TV, YouTube, and Dave Chang runs NSK. Any advertisement for NSK?
Check out newschoolcotton.com, and we do a weekly podcast on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
And Jimmy and I are on Fangirl Talk, which we just had our episode yesterday. We don't have a website yet, but I think we're trying to get that in the works. But yeah, we can link that episode if you guys are interested in watching.
There's girls, you creeps.
Oh, God.
Young ones.
No.
Young girls creeping
The
on
ones
other
you
young
like.
girls.
Anyways, all right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Have a good night.
All right, take care.